Hi everybody, my name is Caden.
I'm Jaden.
I'm Eli.
And I'm Jason.
We're the Torah YouTube channel.
And we thank you guys very, very much for hanging out with us. If you guys can hear our roof, it is now rainy season where we are at, and it is pretty much what we have. We either have windy season, rainy season, or sunny season, and that's the three environments that we have here. And we appreciate you guys. Our family is your family. We are beginning a brand new book that most of you may have never ever heard of. Most definitely have never read this formula of it, this flavor of it. This one has been changed over. We have taken out the pagan names, and we haven't proofread this at all. And so we're going to be reading through it, trying to grasp what it is. A lot of people don't like these extracurricular books. They say if it's not in the 66 book king, that it doesn't belong in scriptures at all. And then when you start looking at all of the words of Paul, those are the books that I believe do not belong in the 66 books, because you're talking about letters to other people, and people have now abandoned the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator because of the words of Paul. Now, if Paul is your God, then I guess that is that's your way forward. That is your doctrine. But for those who do not have Paul as their God, then the laws of our Creator are good for all times, and they will always be good, and we need to write them on our hearts, minds, and souls. Gentlemen, how you doing this rainy day?
Good.
Everyone alive?
Yeah.
All right. And we read this before, but we have not, it's been a while since we've read this. And I started reading a while ago with the YouTube family that we have. And you guys can find this book. It is on the Yahoo and the Torah website. And it is interesting. And it is, instead of Adam and Eve, because we know that it's Aḍam and Ḥawwah is essentially the names of these. And so these have been translated the same way that we have not really translated, but reformulated the wording on it. And we tried to take out all of the pagan stuff in there. So I do know that we have some really astute brothers and sisters out there that do know of pagan words and things like that. And so if you guys are out there watching this, and if we run across one of these readings and there's still pagan words in here, let us know, so that we can get those adjusted, get this fixed. And so by the time maybe we're done with this, we can have like a super cool manuscript of this that is not available anywhere else. Okay, here we go. The title of this one says The Crystal Sea. Elohim commands Aḍam, and he's expelled from Eden, and to dwell in the cave of treasures. Okay, let's begin. On the third day, Elohim planted the garden in the east of the earth, on the border of the world eastward, beyond which, towards the sun rising, one finds nothing but water. That encompasses the whole world and reaches into the borders of the Shamayim. All right, I find that very interesting, right? Because we live in a extremely deceived world where we have giant agencies called the NASA, where essentially it stands for Never a Straight Answer, and they've been extorting the taxpayer money of the United States forever. And a lot of the government agencies around the world have all of these little space agencies, and when you read scriptures, it's very, very clear that we are on a stationary plane, that it is a plane. It may be oval, it may be something else, but it is something that does not move. We're unmovable, unshakable, and when you read scriptures, it's completely full of that. We're not moving, and it's not very hard once you guys take the glasses off to do a little bit of research. And what they say that we're spinning at, what they say that we're rolling at, what they say, all of this, it's all a lie. Every single bit of it is a lie. And once you come to a grasp that our Creator is literally right outside of our little dome, and this is our little environment, it makes a lot more sense than this entire scam of us spinning thousands of miles an hour like a bunch of monkeys on a water ball. And so that is part of the deception. So I find that very interesting, that it's talking right there that encompasses the whole world. And I also believe that, you know, there's water on the outside of our dome, and that's why I believe that our skies are blue. And you know, when you read about Noah's when the floods came and you know the waters came, it's like the waters came from everywhere, including from the top. And so I just want to throw that out there, because we are in the world of deception. So I know everybody has their 2 cents on that, but guys, please, before you guys completely throw that under the bus, do a little bit of research. It's very, very clear if you will research it. And I'm not talking to Google search, I'm talking some deep searches that you can go and find stuff, because it's all over out there, and everything they say is completely whack. One final thing that I'd like to point on that is airline pilots would have to As you were flying, if you were flying around a ball that was a never-ending ball, you would always have a tilt down. You would never, ever be able to fly straight. And if you ask any pilot, do you have a tilt down or is it straight and is it flat? They'll tell you it's flat up there. So let's continue on. Anyone else have anything? Boys?
I don't think so.
Gentlemen, are you guys a bunch of monkeys on a spinning water ball?
I don't know.
Or are you deceived?
I think so.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Okay, 2. And to the north of the garden, there is a sea of water, a sea of wafer. I think it should be water, though. Clear and pure to the taste, like unto nothing else, so that through the clearness thereof, one may look into the depths of the earth. And I think that is sea of water. I don't think it's sea of wafer, so we probably should change that up.
Sea of wafers.
Yeah, sea of wafers.
It says pure taste. Maybe like tastes good. Maybe it is wafers.
Yeah, I don't know. Clear and pure to the taste. I mean, that's a beautiful water taste, like, right?
Water.
Yeah, clear. Yeah, I'm thinking it's not. God didn't make us wafers, but that would be cool. He did make manna, though. So that's a little wafer. Okay, and when a man washes himself in it, he becomes clean of the cleanness thereof, and white of its whiteness, even if he were dark. And Elohim created that sea of his own good pleasure, for he knew what would come of the man he would make. So after he had left the garden on account of his transgression, men should be born in the earth, from among whom righteous ones should die, whose souls Elohim would raise at the last day, when they should return to their flesh, should bathe in the water of that sea, and all of them repent of their sins. All right, what do you guys make of this so far?
So it looks like we get our bodies back after we die. Like at the end of the day, we seem to get like some kind of body back.
What we want to do is we want to, as Boss Clan here, and as our YouTube family, and our Odysee family, and our Rumble family, and all of our family out there, I'd say even Bitchute family, but Bitchute is really a terrible platform. But for everyone that does listen to us on Bitchute, from wherever it is, if we don't get banned again, this is what do you guys? This is what we want to do. Is we want to make sure that we are not. Number one, we cannot violate Deuteronomy 4:2 ever. We don't want to bring in extracurricular stuff, anything that ever confuses people. And so this is why we want to discuss this stuff and talk about it. And does it jive or does it not? Could it be or is it not? And a lot of people will tell you this is simply fiction. These books are just fiction, and there's nothing to see here. Just some Jewish fables or something. I believe this is legit. I believe that when you read this, it is very clear, because there is a theme of these books, and it's the same theme that is in all scriptures, and it's to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. And the question is, how did we get here today? And I believe this may not be perfect history, but I believe it is some history, and we can get something out of this. Okay, 5. But when Elohim made Aḍam go out of the garden, he did not place him on the border of it northward, lest he should draw near to the sea of water, and he and Ḥawwah wash themselves in it, be cleansed from their sins, forget the transgression they had committed, and he no longer reminded of it the thought of their punishment. Then, again, as to the southern side of the garden, Elohim was not pleased to let Aḍam dwell there, because when the wind blew from the north, it would bring him on that southern side the delicious smell of the trees of the garden. Wherefore Elohim did not put Aḍam there, lest he should smell the sweet smell of those trees, forget his transgression, and find consolation for what he had done, take delight in the smell of the trees, and not be cleansed from his transgression. Again also, because Elohim is merciful and of great pity, and governs all things in a way he alone knows, he made our father Aḍam dwell in the western border of the garden, because on that side the earth is very broad. And Elohim commanded him to dwell there in a cave, in a rock, the cave of treasures, below the garden.
So it's almost like the garden is like touching like a border wall or something, like only like at the very edge of like the earth.
Yeah, it's the Garden of Eden is a very it's a special sounding place. Where it is and where there's some scripts that we read that it wasn't actually like physically on the ground. It was above the ground. It was something that was. It's just a special place. A lot of people have said they've identified it, and I know there's people out there that clearly have said, this is where the Garden of Eden was, and we don't know. But a lot of it, what we're trying to do is we're trying to literally get back into the garden. Ever since Aḍam fell, we've been trying to get back into it and dwell with our Creator in a way that Aḍam was able to dwell with our Creator. All right, and so we're only going to do 2 chapters, so this is the next one. And I'm not going to read the beginning because it kind of spoils the rest of that, because it's just the title for that was on these. Okay, verse 1 of chapter 2. But when our father Aḍam and Ḥawwah went out of the garden, they trod the ground on their feet, not knowing they were treading. And when they came to the opening of the gate of the garden and saw the broad earth spread before them, covered with stones, large and small, and with sand, they feared and trembled and fell on their faces from the fear that came upon them as they were dead. Now, did they die? Do you think they died from fear, or did they just pass out? Or
I don't think they died.
All right, sorry about that little technical glitch. All right, so let's right here on 3. Let's begin in 3. Because whereas they had hitherto been in the garden land, beautifully planted with all manner of trees, they now saw themselves in a strange land, which they knew not and had never seen. And because at the time they were filled with the grace of a bright nature, they had not hearts turned towards earthly things. Therefore had Elohim pity on them, and when he saw them fallen before the gate of the garden, he sent his word unto Father Aḍam and Ḥawwah, and raised them from their fallen state. All right, so I think we're going to keep these short and sweet, because I think a lot of people can digest these a lot more than the long, drawn-out things. And what do you guys make of this so far? Two chapters in.
It feels like it was only a wasteland or something. Like it was like all brief garden when they got it was a wasteland. All these
They went out to a desert. Yeah.
Anything outside of the Garden of Eden is going to appear as a wasteland. It doesn't matter if it's the beautiful jungles of South America. It doesn't matter if it is like the tropical rainforest of somewhere. It's all going to look bad, because the Garden of Eden did not have what do we know the Garden of Eden didn't have?
It didn't have rocks, it didn't have thorns, it didn't
thistles,
have like hard times, right?
We knew that
I don't think it ever got dark either, but we'll learn that later.
And we also know that the animals all spoke in the same language as well. And so this all of a sudden life is now, and you do not have the glory of Elohim walking by you, right? And so all of a sudden everything has been changed. They are in a place that is very upsetting, very, very upsetting to them. All right, so I guess that's it, guys. We hope that you guys enjoy this. We hope that we can get a few people that are interested in this, and we will continue on like we always do. And we hope you guys have a wonderful day. We hope that you guys are following the laws, statutes, and commandments of our Creator. We hope that you love and follow and keep the love to Messiah Yahushua, and Messiah Yahushua keeps and kept the laws of his Father, and he encourages us as well to always keep the laws, statutes, and commands. So with that, everybody, we are good. Have a wonderful day.
All right, Shalom.
Shalom.